AI crypto altcoin gems that I am rushing to buy into before this next explosive growth phase of this bull market kicks in. I'm about to tell you why AI is the #1 growth narrative in this crypto bull market. I'm also going to tell you about 5 small to mid cap altcoin gems in the AI narrative that are going to see some of the most aggressive growth over the coming weeks and months. So hit the like button and let's get into this video. Now guys, why is AI the narrative to pay attention to? Well, because AI outside of crypto, we're already seeing explosive growth. This is Nvidia, the world's largest AI company that is now the 3rd biggest company in the world. Until just a few years ago, this company had barely any business and is now absolutely exploding. And it's because of this. The AI market cap globally is around $225 billion and is projected to reach $1.6 trillion by 2030, which is nearly the same market cap as Bitcoin. And because all of these people have been making so much money investing in Nvidia, what other AI assets do you think they're going to go and invest in next? As the markets become more risk on because of interest rates dropping and global money supply increasing, well, if you said AI crypto, you're right. It's AI crypto, and you can see it happening already. This is Google Trends. People now searching for AI crypto in massive quantities. They did it back in March of this year when we had the Nvidia conference and crypto was hot. And you can see that this was the hottest narrative all across crypto then. Now guys, if you're new to the House of Crypto, I make videos every single day to help you learn how to fish in this crypto market. Because if you're just relying on people like me to tell you coins and not really understand why you're buying them or not, then you're probably not going to make any money. And I don't want that. I want to teach you how to fish for yourself so that you can go away and make significant life-changing money in this bull market, because with just a little bit of effort and subscribing to my channel, you're going to be able to do that. So hit the like button, let's get on with it. Now, as we jump across to coin market cap, it's worth mentioning that there are some big market cap AI coins that will see some good growth in the coming weeks. And whilst in the shorter term, some of these might give some good returns, they're probably not going to give you some of the returns that I'm talking about in this video. But credit where it's due, Near Protocol, Potenza, Internet Computer, Render, EOS, Cash, these are all worth going and learning about if you want lower risk but lower potential returns, higher market cap AI altcoins. But you didn't come here for the big caps. I know you want to find some small caps where we can see 50 to maybe even 100x. And you're in the right place, because I think I might have found 1 or 2 of those. Now, first up, NetMind with a $65 million market cap, which, guys, is really pretty small, especially when you consider that this could be a contender with the likes of Tau Potenza that sits at a market cap of $4 billion. Will it beat Tau Potenza in terms of market cap? Probably not. But if it gets up towards that, then it's going to see some significant gains for those who are investing right now. So to understand NetMind, then we need to understand a bit of the constraints that's going on in the AI ecosystems right now. A lot of AI is centralized, monopolized, if you like, into like Microsoft and Apple and all those other companies like Google that are all controlling all of this. What NetMind is seeking to do is to decentralize AI and make it affordable for everyone to be able to interact with and to be able to develop on. So NetMind is a proof of authority blockchain, which if it doesn't make any sense, don't worry, it shouldn't concern you too much because you're still going to be able to understand the role of this project. As we know, with those other projects, everything is centralized and quite expensive. So if you want to buy compute power from Amazon or from Google or whatever, then it's going to be expensive. What NetMind does to enable the network and provide that compute power that big AI ecosystems require is it basically has a deep-in function, with lots of individuals around the world giving up their idle GPU power to provide power back into the ecosystem. We've got other notable deep-in projects like Aether and Render that do this, but NetMind is basically an entire ecosystem. Not only does it provide the GPU power to the ecosystem, but it also builds on top of that. Okay, so effectively you can lend power back to the network and you'll earn rewards for it in NMT tokens. But this is the thing that's very exciting about NetMind, in my opinion. AI powerhouse of the future. What does that all mean? Well, you can see that this ecosystem is all built onto NetMind, and you can see that there's a lot of different functions available. For example, if we click on this chat function, you can see that there's a number of large language models available. Now, these can be tailored to your needs. A large language model, if you're not sure, is something like ChatGPT. But ChatGPT is very general. But maybe you want a large language model that's going to teach you more about, I don't know, being a lawyer, or if you're working in a hospital, a large language model that supports medical practices. So if you think about hospitals, etc., that are all learning all of this data and feeding it back into the system to be able to identify illnesses earlier, to be able to scan x-rays and spot cancers in lungs that have shown up in other x-rays around the world. This is how we can see AI really starting to come into the future and really taking over. They also have this different suite of AI agents, which is currently in its beta. These are effectively like AI assistants, okay? So you could have Warren Buffett as your financial advisor. You could have Elon Musk, although that does look like Elon Musk when he was like 14, teaching you about becoming an entrepreneur and telling you all these other things. This is where I see the future going, because I think it's kind of boundless. As a kid, if you want to go and become this or that, it's difficult to maybe be able to access the right kind of teachers, the right kind of information. And ecosystems like that are going to be able to feed you this information and to train you into becoming whatever you want to become. They also have these other things, which I think just show the diversity of things that you can create on NetMind. For example, this one's about decreasing your aging pace. I would say probably the best thing to do to decrease the speed of aging would be to not trade cryptocurrency. But, you know, we're here, we're locked in. It's the bull market. It's too late to get out of. We might as well get on with it. And then also onto the final part that does make it a bit of a contender for Tau Potenza is it does have the ability for different AI agents to talk to each other and coexist and learn from each other. This means as well that large language models can train from each other's information rather than having them all completely separated. Okay, so for example, if you have 10 people in a room, the amount of knowledge shared between those 10 people is significantly bigger than just one person on their own. This is effectively what AI agent networks are going to be so powerful at doing, finding out loads of information and feeding it back into a central mind, a net mind. Price predictions for this, I don't see why it can't go 20 to maybe 30x into the future if all things go to plan. Now, this is the NetMind chart, and you can see that it's only just recently found itself on centralized exchanges. Currently, it's on BitGet. I'm literally in conversation as we speak with Bitunix to get this coin, as well as all the other coins I'm talking about today, onto Bitunix, and I'll tell you how you can sign up for that in just a moment. And you can see that it's starting to bounce off this 50% zone. I would anticipate a higher move from here. It's a weird looking chart, but that's because it's only recently found itself onto centralized exchanges. Okay, if you go and look at Uniswap chart, it's pretty fine. But in terms of entry right now, this to me looks absolutely prime. Now on to the next project, Sensay AI, $81.85 million market cap, the AI architecture protocol on Solana, backed by the Solana Foundation, which is nothing to be sniffed at. Solana has become the most used layer 1 blockchain out there, with a number of daily transactions hitting like 45 to 50 million on most days. The total value locked is absolutely surging. The volume in terms of dollar value is absolutely bonkers as well. And this is worth paying attention to because a lot of projects are choosing to build on Solana because it's super fast, it's really scalable, it's cheap, and you know, it's heavily utilized. Therefore, lots of projects want to build on Solana. That means that we want to find a platform that is offering the architecture for AI to be built on Solana. Makes sense? And that's what pretty much Sensay AI is saying here, okay? Because a lot of these AI projects are going towards Solana. Tars are putting themselves in the middle of it. Now, as you can see, it's saying that it's the singularity point between Solana and AI, driving mass adoption natively on-chain through progressive AI architecture into the Solana ecosystem. So what it's basically saying is that all of these different AI projects can be built on top of this, which is then run on the Solana ecosystem, and it allows you to integrate all of these different things into your project. So if you want to have AI functions in your Solana-based project, then you can go through Sensay AI and start to build on Tars, making the most of all of these different features and plugging them into your ecosystem. So now you can have a website that uses their AI search engine that provides real-world data through various different oracles and AI agents back into the system, and you can monitor all of this directly through the AI console. And this is basically what it's all about, okay? Commercialization of AI applications through the whole network. All revenue generated will be used to distribute rewards across the rest of the ecosystem participants alongside supporting the native token. Therefore, if you want to go and use this ecosystem, you buy the tokens. Now, coming down below, it gives you a little bit more idea about what the utility of the token is and how the token is working within the system. Coming down below, it shows you the variety of different things that Sensay AI is able to provide for projects that are wanting to build in this ecosystem. Now, because we're seeing globally a huge amount of investment going into AI development for different businesses, a lot of businesses are now also looking to go on chain. A lot of them will then be directed through these places where you have these hubs that enable you to implement these kind of AI tech developments into your existing businesses. I know this all sounds really kind of overwhelming and confusing, but just simply to understand, you got companies. They want to integrate AI into their systems. Maybe that's to decrease the cost of having to have loads of staff to be able to do all these different things. Maybe it's to streamline things and to ensure that the data is kept more accurate. Whatever it might be, it's happening on a global scale right now. And projects like this are sat in the right places. Partnered already with Solana, with Google, AOS, SingularityNet, and some of the other biggest names across AI and crypto, and with a pretty promising chart. Now, considering that TARS AI launched all the way back in May, which actually was a pretty unfavorable time to launch in crypto, you can see it's actually performed incredibly strongly. Okay, initially it surged towards the upside until June. It then had a little bit of a cool off and has now created this nice kind of rounded base. I do anticipate that once TARS AI is breaking beyond this pattern here, we could see a significant break. And from the current price valuation at around $81 million, I do think there is significant upside to maybe seeing a 20 to 30x into the future. Now, if you're looking for an exchange to be able to buy crypto projects, I would recommend using Binance and Coinbase. You see, these are really big exchanges and very difficult for smaller crypto projects to get on, which means if you're only using these exchanges, you're going to miss out on all the small to mid-cap cryptos available. Not only that, but the fees are quite high, whereas over on Bitunix, which is linked down below in the description, the fees are significantly lower. You also don't require a KYC or know your customer, which means you can sign up without having to use any ID, which is obviously pretty perfect depending on which countries you're living in. So make sure you sign up through that link down below and you'll be able to access these crypto projects that I'm talking about today. Now on to the next one, Delysium, $199 million market cap, is one of the slightly bigger ones we're talking about today, but by no means it should be overlooked. I've actually been holding this in my crypto portfolio since last year, and I'm going to show you why that is as we go through this video. Now, blockchain for AI, blockchain for humanity. Now, this is all about AI agents. Now, what's an AI agent? Well, an AI agent might be someone who's going to go and carry out tasks for you online. So let's say you're new to crypto and you're like, I want to buy some Ethereum today. I don't know what the price of Ethereum is, and I don't know where to buy it, but I know I should buy some Ethereum. That's obviously not financial advice. This is my AI agent talking to me, okay? Can they give financial advice? Maybe. Anyway, and then your AI agent's like, Peter, let's go and get you some Ethereum. So it comes back to you and says, the current price of Ethereum is $3,000, and today it's down 10%. Would you like to buy? How much would you like to buy? And you're like, yes, please. And you say how much you want to buy, it goes and carries out that transaction for you. Now, this is just one element. Okay, imagine now that AI agent has had to go away and talk to different AI agents to find out that information, like what the value of Ethereum is like, what the price prediction for Ethereum is, whether it's a good time to get into crypto in general, because overall, what's the global macroeconomic situation? All of these AI agents can give you the answers to this, but they have to talk to each other. And this is what Delysium is, right? So you have Delysium AI agents up front. The AI agents, as you can tell, all working by themselves to go and carry out all of these different tasks and interact with each other. But they need a communication layer, a chain to be able to talk to each other. And this all happens within this ecosystem on the YKILY network. So Lucy is the AI agents. Okay, you can see some of the communications that go on there. And then you can see this AI network. Okay, so they're basically feeding information between each other. They're talking to each other all the time, kind of like a whole company of individuals that are able to communicate information between them, but without having to wait for emails and all that other jazz. Okay, so Delysium, AI agents, which are here, the communication layer, and then this is all built onto the blockchain layer, basically onto Delysium, which is a secure, transparent layer that allows these AI agents to work autonomously on that layer, but without being affected by bad actors, effectively people coming in and changing the way that they behave. And then they have like this kind of layer called the Chronicle, which stores all this information. Now, if you've been paying attention to Delysium over the last couple of years, you'll see that they've been achieving some incredible things. They partnered with Google and Microsoft last year. They've then been releasing all of these other parts, and they're about to release the YKILY network just next month, which could potentially be a catalyst for a bit of growth coming from here. Again, you've got the big names here, Nvidia, Microsoft, Google, bit of a no-brainer. Definitely worth coming and checking this out. You can actually come across and check out Lucy. You can see there's 1.4 million Lucy wallets have been downloaded already, and all of these different things going on. 2.6 million transactions have already been recorded, which is pretty cool. Okay, so moving in the right direction. Now you can see just how well this performed back in March, and I anticipate once AI gets pumping again, which will come pretty soon in my opinion, because we're seeing that Bitcoin dominance having its final surge towards the upside. And I do think that once we get a significant pullback in the Bitcoin dominance, like we've seen for the last two bull markets, we will get that altcoin season, and then these AI coins will start to rip. And as you can see, looking into the pattern, this is a very healthy pattern that we've seen from a lot of the larger cap coins that I've been talking about recently. We have this trend down, we round the base, we start to break out of that cup. When these coins break out of the cup, you're going to see significant growth phases. We've already seen it happening, which is mid to large cap, deep in AI project. And as I've been telling you over the last few weeks, a lot of the larger market cap coins are running right now, okay? And these small ones I'm talking about right now will probably start to run after a lot of these have pumped a little bit harder in recent times. Okay, so the large caps are pumping now, but we're preempting the next move, which is why I'm looking at mid to small caps right now. So from a 200 mil market cap, how high can Delysium go? I don't think 15 to 20x is outrageous. We could even see more significant upside should AI carry out the kind of growth that I'm anticipating happening. Now, on to the final project for today with the smallest market cap at around $6.27 million. Now, just because it's got a small market cap, don't just go and ape into it. Understand what this is about, understand the risks of investing in smaller cap coins, and understand the potential that projects might have as well. Now, this was a fair launch project, which probably describes why it has a smaller market cap than perhaps many others out there. And it's about a second self and a second team. And I wanted to bring this because it's definitely the coolest project I've come across recently when it comes to AI or just crypto in general. What it is, basically creating a second self. What might that mean? It basically creates a digital copy of you, your personality, your image, etc., which you can do for people from the past or other characters that are available today, like Alex Becker and Aiden Ross and whoever else. But with AI replication, you can basically create AI replicas mimicking yourself, your personalities, your interactions, and how you kind of talk. So maybe I can get one to film me when I'm making these videos, and then in the future, I won't even have to make these videos, and my new AI mate can make them for me. Okay, they're already starting to look towards the potential that this project has. For example, helping people with dementia who maybe can't remember things about their family. You could effectively have an AI copy of that person telling them about what their life is like and who the people in their life are, so they don't have to go through the painful process each day of trying to remember things. You could train custom replicas for things like giving speeches. Okay, so for example, if I'm the CEO of a company and I wanted to be able to attend an event in Bangkok and also in New York at the same time, I could have a presenter of me, basically my replica, giving that presentation over there. Okay, it's not like deep fake because it's basically you training this replica to be able to act like yourself. Also for things like education and for fan engagement and so many other things, this is a very interesting and exciting proposition. Okay, and I highly recommend that you just come across and you watch this little video explainer to tell you more about what this project's about. Okay, you can see it's been featured on Fox News, on ABC, a bunch of others. They've partnered up with Fetch AI, AOS, Stripe, and other huge companies across crypto, and yet their market cap still sits there at like $6 million. You can see some of the different replicas that are currently available, like BitBoy Crypto. I don't know if you have to go and contact them to like put one of these AI agents up there. Maybe I'll do it, and in a future video I'll feature, you know, myself along with my other self. Maybe this is a scary thing for the future. Let me know down below whether you think this AI is starting to get scary or whether it's just still cool. Anyway, jumping across to the chart, you could see that on launch it had a lot of excitement. Obviously, this was around in April, and this was what usually happened to projects that launch back in April. Big pumps, big dumps, okay, and then we see a nice cool off. But what is really very healthy to see for a coin of this size right now is the fact that it is starting to show this rounded base. And literally, as I bring you this video, you can see it's basically starting to show its tip just above this kind of area. And I do think that we will see some significant growth from this project, especially as people start to find out about it. Now, to put a price prediction on this, obviously very difficult. It's a $6 million market cap coin. To go to 100 mil, that's just shy of like a 20x. For this to go to like 50 to maybe even 100x, I don't think is beyond the realms of possibility, depending on whether they start to get their marketing right, depending on how they get their name out there, how these agents are actually performing. I want to go and make one of these replicas for myself so we can see how good it is. And if it's really good, then I think this project's definitely going to be going places. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please, I'm begging you, if you haven't already, hit that like button. It makes no difference to you. It takes you no time at all. Just press that button. It makes so much difference to me, and it allows me to get my content out to more people. If you enjoyed learning more about different cryptos and how to understand the benefits, pros and cons of investing in different cryptos, as well as the risks and how to find your own coins, then make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you very soon in another video.